Yo, my game takes so long. Yeah. The floor is lava. The floor is lava. Do not touch the lava. Please refer to tip 1. Da-da-da-da-da. I feel like staying up the entire night. Trying to get freaking Stratus, but I have to do my challenges, or I can level up, but that's gonna take like 1,000 years, because you know, trying to get level 70 is like mission impossible. Game gonna load, or am I just gonna go back to my lobby? Because either one works, because I can just sue Fortnite because the servers are freaking trash. Even if I was alive, I would be on the ground right now. Yeah, that's what I thought. Fortnite, Fortnite. So sipping on cigarettes. Hey, hey. Why would you leave me?
So you're gonna have to get the next clip and put it in reverse to crack the code. So you listen, exactly. Clip and put it.
What do you want from me? Why don't you run from me? What are you wondering? What do you know? Why aren't you scared of me? Why do you care for me? When we all fall asleep, where do we go?
What's up?
King, do you know me? I'll be back, 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 yeah. I'm really crying in my own service. I'm gonna go and serve it. I hate this game. I'm gonna hurt me. He's gonna hurt me. I'm gonna early. It's swirly. He's ready to die. At the end of the day, is all we got. Oh, no, we know we got it. Fortnite is such a bad game. It doesn't even load yet. It doesn't even load yet.
His goal in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after having been teased as far back as 2012 when he appeared in the mid-credits scene of the Avengers. He collected all 6 Infinity Stones, snapped his fingers, and wiped out half of all life in the universe before retiring to a remote planet to live out his remaining days in peace. But that peace was soon disturbed as the Avengers caught up with him in Endgame and killed him upon realizing he'd destroyed the stones. Moreover, he died again later in the movie when the 2014 version of the character showed up in 2023, which ended with Tony Stark using the Infinity Stones to snap him out of existence. But was that Thanos' goal all along? Did the Mad Titan want to die? This theory suggests so. So let's get into it. You may remember back in 2012, in that aforementioned Avengers mid-credits scene, that Thanos turned his big purple face to the camera and smiled, signaling his introduction as the big bad of the MCU going forward. Played by the little-known Damien Poitier at the time, the prune-chinned villain was reacting to the other's suggestion that challenging humanity would be to court death. While this could easily have been taken at face value, meaning that going up against the Avengers would risk being killed, it also immediately invoked images from Marvel's comic books. You see, in the comics, Thanos has quite literally courted the affection of Mistress Death, the personification of the very concept of death in the Marvel Universe. He has a very deep and extremely twisted love for the character, who's often presented as both an actual woman or a hooded, skeletal Grim Reaper type being. That love stems from an obsession with dying. Thanos' weakness in the comics is often presented as being the fact that he subconsciously wants to die, and getting close to the being who controls life and death will get him closer to it. And there's a theory that the MCU version of the character has had the same morbid urge since the moment he was first introduced. Of course, that theory starts with the mid-credit scene from the Avengers, in which the Mad Titan smiled at the idea of putting his life at risk. Why else would he do that unless he at least somewhat liked the idea of dying? Then you have to think about the fact that in spite of the fact that he got his hands on the Infinity Stones fairly easily in the end, which he must have known he was capable of doing, he was previously giving them away and letting others collect them on his behalf for several years. He sent Loki after the Space Stone, knowing the God of Mischief could have potentially used it against him given his disloyal nature. And he literally handed the would-be king of Jotunheim the Mind Stone in order to let him go after it. Essentially, Thanos' plan was to give an evil sorcerer the opportunity to have 2 Infinity Stones in his possession, knowing full well that having them both would actually make him powerful enough to kill him. It didn't end up happening, but did Thanos really think someone known as the God of Mischief wouldn't use 2 Infinity Stones against him?
You have a bit of experience in that arena?
Then came his attempts to gain the Power Stone, arguably the most dangerous of the Infinity Stones in 2014's Guardians of the Galaxy. Rather than just show up on Morag and get it himself, he sent the volatile Kree warlord Ronan after it. I mean, really? What kind of maniac would send Ronan the Accuser after an item powerful enough to destroy planets and expect him to just hand it over without any issues? It's like Thanos was literally hand-picking characters who might use the Infinity Stones to turn on him because he wanted to die. Then came the moment he finally decided to get off his cosmic chair and collect the Infinity Stones himself in that Avengers Age of Ultron mid-credit scene in 2015.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
It's as though he was suggesting he'd have to go on a suicide mission given that his pawns weren't up to the task of killing him. Following a teaser in the mid-credit scene of 2017's Thor Ragnarok, the next time we actually saw Thanos was in 2018's Avengers Infinity War.